November 20th in this year 2020. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan. It's Friday night, Matt. It's just me and you. What do you think Raj Giri's up to tonight?
Oh, out at the clubs, bar hopping. He's got a lampshade on his head somewhere in the corner, I'm sure.
And he's just going, and get this, I don't even do my own podcast. I pay these guys peanuts. They show up. The audience throws money at them. It's the sweetest gig.
These suckers, I've got them thinking that they're very loyal in like their real lives. So like those are the guys and gals I go after. I go after loyalists. good hardworking people, and I abuse them and I use them. Pretty much I do the Vince McMahon gimmick, but on the podcast level.
And your Raj comes across nice on this podcast, but behind the scenes, he makes us address him in the Spanish formal tense, usted, everything. I mean, it's just cracking the whip.
Literally cracking the whip.
Literally. Starting off tonight, Brandon Hall. Before we even started, Brandon Hall gave Raj Giri $20.
What?
Say that Roman's transformation into the tribal chief has been nothing short of being gold.
Yeah.
His statement has been a slam dunk. I mean, can we imagine if WWE just allowed him to be himself a long time ago?
So I'll make this argument. Whenever I was a babyface and I started feeling like I was getting stale, I couldn't wait till Rick Russo would make me heel again. Mm-hmm. I couldn't wait. And in my head, and the other wrestlers are like this, don't let them lie to you guys, okay? Because you all weren't cheering them as loudly as maybe at one point you once were, this is our chance to get back at them. I could run them down. I could go on Twitter and say bad things to them. And I could say I'm in my character. I could cut these world beater promos. Every babyface loves when it's a chance to become a heel. I would argue because of Roman and all you guys shitting on him as a babyface for so many years. He has built this up for years of world beater promos, and it's still going to come. He's still yet to cut that promo to all of the fans that didn't back him. He's still yet to cut that. And that's going to be a good promo one day. But I would say that. He's had all this time to really become a better actor, a better performer, a better everything. When you're working at the top, you have no choice but to get better. And he's in the ring with everybody. If you go back and watch, Roman's work's always been good. This is nothing new. Every time we would say his work is good, we just don't like the character, right? Like, I get people on Twitter going, oh, you're a Roman apologist. He should be shoved down our throats. I'm like, I didn't say he's not. All I said was his in-ring work is good. Much better than most people give him credit for. I've said it from day one. He wasn't sloppy. He wasn't a meathead. And he wasn't the pretty girl of the three. You know what I mean? He was a good worker amongst those three. All three of them were really good.
There's something where fans have a reaction when they feel like something is forced.
Yes, I'm one.
Channing Tatum is a great example of this. Remember when Channing Tatum came out?
Oh, he was the it factor, man.
And I was like, I hate Channing Tatum. I feel like everywhere I turn is Channing Tatum. Then when Channing Tatum got savvy, you know what it was when he was in This Is the End as himself. Then he was in 21 Jump Street, and he started playing into that a little bit, and he started getting self-aware and being like, I know you guys have this perception of me, but now I'm going to show you I'm a good sport. I can go along with it. Then I turned the corner on Channing Tatum. And I think Roman Reigns,
way to do it.
Similar thing, you know?
Well, I'll tell you what. You, my friend, look like you should be on a buddy cop, buddy firefighter, buddy lawyer, buddy something movie with him.
Much like the 21 Jump Street with him and Jonah Hill.
You would be a very good replacement for Jonah Hill.
I loved 21 Jump Street is one of my favorite TV series of all time.
Jonah Hill's hilarious.
When that movie came out, I was so worried. I was like, oh, they're making fun of my beloved series. And then the movie was awesome. The sequel was somehow even better. And the sequel has the best end credits gag of any film I've ever seen. Probably the best end credit sequence of all time.
Not better than Hangover.
Dude, 22 Jump Street ends with them running through 20 imaginary sequels that they shot posters and little scenes of, and they just run it into the ground. It's just brilliant. It's my favorite end credits ever.
Wow. Even then, the random like naked picture shot that's
better
like
than
in the middle of Hangover credits out of nowhere.
I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to say it's better than the end credits of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which as a child blew my mind.
Think about that. Go back to the 80s. Think about how far ahead of their time they were with that.
So far ahead of their time. It was great.
Really were.
Absolutely, man. Look at all this. Look at all these super chats coming in. Justin Lopez quoting Roman tonight to Drew, saying, "You're my favorite number 2 line of the night." Love that promo with Drew, but how does Drew come back from that, man? Like,
He
to
doesn't.
borrow a phrase from the kids in the hip and the hop, Roman bodied him tonight with that promo.
Do you know what body really where that originally comes from?
No, what's the origin
And
of that?
maybe the kids will correct me on this. But when I played basketball and you dunked on somebody, I mean chest to chest,
Uh-huh.
Vince Carter, okay, at 5-star All-American camp, shoot. You weren't allowed to dunk on the outdoor rims. This guy could jump so high, I had no clue who he was. He was wearing glasses. I thought it was like Urkel. And I tried to go block his shot on a fast break. Dude, he goes chest to chest with me, knocks me on the ground, and throws the ball through the rim and slaps both sides of the backboard above the rim. And one, everyone's laughing at me. And that's a body. That's getting bodied. Or
Now,
another term is on football. When you just get absolutely drilled over the middle, a pass and catch over the middle with the receiver, boom, safety knocks him into next year.
yes.
That's being bodied.
Now,
correct me if I'm wrong, chat room, please.
Do you think bodied is an extension of back to the 80s when you would be faced when somebody got over on you?
This.
Yes.
Face. I used to do it to my brother. Oh my God. You know what he used to do? He used to do this. He used to smack me right in it whenever time I would do it. I think I was so cool until he did that.
Faced was everywhere until like 1989. And then nobody said it after that. It just completely went away. Anyhow, Chronoshaw, $5, pointing out everything
Chrono.
Roman told Drew was 100% fact. Such a secondary title holder, always be my favorite number 2. Roman hitting set of the table was great detail. I mean, I gotta say, like, Roman couldn't have done this to Randy Orton. Like, he wouldn't have cut this promo on Orton that he cut on Drew tonight.
That's a good point, actually. Randy is a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time. So there would have been that illusion that Roman would have been talking himself up. It would have felt like I don't know. I don't want to sell him short because he is ballparking these promos.
Yeah.
Cool, calm, collected Roman is
awesome. I agree. Leon's Duncan, $2. Matt Braun just stole Trez from my Clippers, smacking my damn head.
Trez. Dude, you got to tell me right now. Who do we get in the Lakers? I don't mean to say we, because I usually hate the Lakers, but I love me some LeBron James. Who's Trez?
I don't know.
Please
Bryce,
tell me.
We will find out soon. Bryce Russo, $1.99. Hi, guys. Where do you rank John Cena all time?
Depends on what your see. There's so many definitions of what people use as their Mount Rushmore, top 5 to top 10, right? Is it all the package? You have to be able to work, draw, cut promos, look the part. Those are mine. That I usually define my greatest with. So for me, Hulk Hogan's the greatest. Ric Flair's right there, number 2 for me. A lot of people would then start putting in like Andre the Giant here. You know what I mean? I because he was such an attraction. Cena's definitely a top 10, no question. Potentially top 6. 5?
I mean, post The Rock. I mean, Cena's,
because we still have Stone Cold left, right? The Rock left.
I mean, Randy Orton is arguably the top star in WWE in terms of the most name recognition right now in the active roster. But I guarantee you, 50 times the people worldwide know who John Cena is than know who Randy Orton.
Not even debatable. Not even
close.
John Cena's our Hulk Hogan.
Yes, it's Z, $5 saying, who's next for Roman? Daniel Bryan. I'd like to say Big E, but he needs to drop everything New Day first. Also, could Uso cost him the match versus Drew?
Hell no. Emphatically, hell to the no. Absolutely out of the question. No. We have to hope and pray Roman does not put his foot across his chest standing on him for the 1, 2, 3 at this rate. All right. I will say this, though. His first thing on Daniel Bryan, I would kill to see that angle.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Daniel Bryan's a great baby face.
If they really wanted to swerve us, I could see them having Randy Orton interfere in that match and then Randy versus Roman at the Rumble. That'd be big.
For like a DQ? If we're talking DQs here, okay, different ball game. Yeah.
And let Drew have his dignity at least. Because Drew should, Roman should just beat the crap out of Drew.
When we're Drew fans here too, man.
I know, but dude, that promo tonight, like, come on. Like, that was
Major League versus
no comparison. Yeah. Joni Shauna Jenkins, Canadian $5. That's like $4 American, saying, just watch Night at the Roxbury, and I think it would be a perfect gimmick for Breeze and Fandango. Thank me later. I mean, that's kind of
that's what they do. No, that is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That definitely is it.
Chris Pantaleo, $2.99, asking, have we seen the Nickelodeon Orange Years documentary yet? I did not know this existed.
Me either. Chris, please write back and let us know, where can we please find this?
It's an Orange Years. What are we defining it? Because for me, Nickelodeon
means.
Well, see, I was more, you can't do that in television, the original Nick at Night lineup, Danger Mouse.
Me too, but we're the same age. We did go into, most certainly, Double Dare.
Yeah. Don't just sit there. Kids Court, my beloved Kids Court, rated K, for kids by kids.
Yep.
Do you remember the end of Kids Court? Paul Provenza, stand-up comedian extraordinaire, you could watch his soul die when he hosted Kids Court, and at the end had to go the segment Fair or Unfair, and he'd go to the audience, and they would be like, my mom says I have to do my homework before I watch TV, but every day when my sister comes home from school, they let her watch TV right away. Paul Provenza would say, he doesn't get to watch TV right away. Fair or unfair? Unfair! And the kids would just yell the entire time. It was my favorite part of Kids Court. They would do this for like 90 seconds at the end of every show. Kids would just rattle off their grievances, and the mob would chant.
Annoyed I never got to watch Kids Court. Why did I not get to see this?
It's on YouTube. It's terrible because it would be like the People's Court, but they have dramatic reenactments.
Nickelodeon all the time. Yes. How did I miss it though?
Go to YouTube, watch Kids Court. I watched an episode where it's just all, and they had like terrible kid actors reenacting this case about like who had to do chores which night of the week, and one girl always had to do the dishes when they had messy food, and the other one did dishes when it was takeout. It was very involved.
All right, listen, I get the premise, but you're the only one that knows what the hell you're talking about right now. So I'm not having fun talking about this.
Go to YouTube and watch the Kids Court. And then Rated K, for kids by kids was their TV, or was their movie review show.
So really quick, when was this show on?
Kids Court was like 87, 88, like peak Nickelodeon for our generation.
I'm really annoyed right now that I didn't see the show.
Like when you can't do that on television was at its most popular. Like the Alistair or Alanis Morissette. Barf, yes. The Barf Burger. So what else do we got here? People talking about, so they're saying the documentary is about 90s Nick, so I'm going to watch that and feel very old because it's going to be all about Salute Your Shorts and 15 and shows I didn't watch. I never watched Clarissa Explains It All. I was too old for that.
I do remember Clarissa Explains It All from my cousin, but go ahead.
Yes. Nickelodeon. I will have to check that out, though. Apparently, there's a documentary on HBO now about the roller rinks and roller skating, and about roller rinks that are still in business.
Not roller derby?
Not roller derby, just the roller rink.
Do you remember how popular roller derby was, though? For that 1 or 2 years there when like they mixed rock and roll with it?
Yes,
and Warrant did Heaven Isn't Too Far Away. They played. No. You don't remember this? This was a big deal.
I don't remember that. Now, I remember when rollerblading came in. That's when I stopped roller skating, when rollerblades were a thing. I was like, this is too newfangled. It's too weird.
Oh, dude. I used to rollerblade for miles.
Interesting. But no, I follow on Facebook Danny Boy from House of Pain, who is a very interesting, cultured man. You know, he bought the house from the movie The Outsiders and restored it, moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, restored the house from The Outsiders, and turned it into a museum. But he was talking about this roller rink documentary. I'm like, I want to see that. Like, he posts very interesting stuff. I think he's got very compatible tastes. I wonder if he watches wrestling. We should get him on this podcast because, Roger's never showing up again. Justin Lopez, $5, pointing out Drew is 0-4 in matches versus Roman. I would think Drew would need the win, but I don't want to see Roman lose right now.
Ain't happening. It is not happening. No.
Leon's Duncan clarifying Montrezl Harrell won the year for the Clippers, 18 points, a game off the bench, number 5 with Dredd.
I know who he is. I just didn't know we were calling him Trez. Dude, he's a beast, actually. He's a beast. He's a big man. That's a great pickup. We'll take him. But I'm worried about us losing AD, most important.
Okay. There you go. Corey Trent wants to spend $5 just to say, loved Matt burying QAnon a couple podcasts ago. Made me LOL.
And the thing is, I do, there are those out there that I'm friends with that do believe in it and stuff. And like I told you guys, to each their own.
To an extent. I was thinking about this. I was like,
just not me. I think it's nuts.
But man, if you had a friend and that friend got really into like Herbalife and started trying to sell everybody Herbalife, and you're like, dude, you're kind of pushing away your friends with this Herbalife shit. I think you'd pull them aside and be like, let's take it down a notch. Yes, some of the shakes are delicious, but we don't have to talk about it all the time.
But see, that's not what this is. So that's not what it is. It'll be like, I'll see it like in like their hashtags and stuff. I'm like, ugh, I can't like your post. I can't like your post now, bro. What are you doing?
I get it. Justin Anders, $1.99. I wish we were seeing Daniel Bryan versus Lashley instead. That would be pretty dope.
That would be good, actually. I was thinking about this the other day randomly. I don't know why. How in the hell is Bobby Lashley not been the multiple former world heavyweight champion already?
That ain't happening, bro.
I don't get it.
I mean, I'd like to see it happen, but it is what it is. Let's talk about SmackDown tonight.
Yes.
Here's my thing. The opening segment of SmackDown tonight was all about The Undertaker. Not about Raw versus SmackDown at Survivor Series. Not about the big matches. Not even about Drew versus Roman. Not about Street Profits versus the New Day. It was like, it was a little bit about that, but this was all about The Undertaker and his farewell. His 30th anniversary at Survivor Series on Sunday.
Yeah.
I know. I feel how they stepped on. I was gonna say, they stepped on their own dick with this one, which I don't know why I just brought that phrase out of nowhere.
Stepped on their own pop.
Yeah, because 5 years ago they did the big 25th anniversary of The Undertaker at Survivor Series. I feel like we've been saying goodbye to The Undertaker for the last 5 years.
Yes, I do too. I'll still steal a appearance from him. I'll say what we just said, but when he comes out, I'll still be like, cool. This is cool.
True. Remember 10 years ago when Kiss said we're doing a farewell tour, and the farewell tour's been going on for 10 years?
You said every band, but yes.
I know, but you gotta know when to go off the stage, man. Exit gracefully. Madden's Elite $5 saying, "What's up, Matt? Did Roman not kill that promo on Drew or what?" It's amazing to me. Like, again, like, we're talking about this, but we're talking about this because he owned Drew McIntyre tonight.
So I'm gonna give Madden's Elite way too much babyface shine here. Madden's Elite made a promo, just random promo on my Twitter feed when I like posted like something like really serious talking about our country and how divided it is, right? The other day.
Yes.
And he just randomly pops in there and posts a video of, "Hey Matt, I'm about to cut a promo on you." I'm like, he's a good dude, so why? It's not the time or place on this post, but go right ahead. Anyways, and I was telling him he wanted like critique, and I'm like, you cursed way too much. So Madden's Elite, did you see the difference in Roman's promo versus yours? Right? You asked me to be fair and to shoot judge you. He was quiet. He was concise. He did all the stuff was done. All the talking and his tonage was done with his face and his confidence, his eyes. He wasn't using curse words. When you start cursing so much and you yell, you lose the message. And then you're at this one pitch the whole time and nobody hears it. You know what I mean? It's a problem I used to have when I used to first cut my promos. I used to think I'm a big guy, so I got to start screaming and yelling like a lunatic. No, you don't.
I think control, precision, clarity, always good qualities.
And if you can go up and down with it, try to do it if you could, if it's natural.
Well, I come back to that great Miz talking smack promo on Daniel Bryan a few years ago.
Now, context matters, though. Yeah. Okay, Glenn? Subject matter matters. So that was different. That was a passionate, pissed off, feelings.
He was shaking.
Miz.
It's like, do you ever have that when you're like slap fighting with your friends at the basketball court, and then like you get one too much, and that guy freaks out?
Can I ask you why in the basketball court are you guys having slap fighting?
Because it just seems like the sort of place where that happens. You know,
I thought there was a story. Sorry.
No. I'm just saying, like, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, you're goofing around with your friends, or you make a joke, or you say something like, dude, your dad, blah, blah, blah. And dude's like, dude, that was messed up. His dad passed away like 4 years ago. And you go, oh shit, I didn't know. But the guy's like freaking out and he's like shaking a little bit when he's talking. You see the tears in his eyes. And you're just like, I've gone too far. Like the Miz had that quality in that promo, and I think you just gotta build up to that a little bit. But you don't start it at 10. You ramp it up there. You ease into it.
Yeah.
Come on, you've done some slap fighting, some slap boxing at the basketball courts. I'm positive of that.
Dude, me and my friends used to legit, I'm not joking, we would wrestle each other, and then it would always turn into a straight-up fight all the time. We would punch each other and just killed each other.
Zombie Reese pointing out that is where the slap boxing happens, at the basketball courts. It's true. It's a thing.
Did you really just let him come on in there without paying any money to back up your stupid point of non-athleticism?
It's like where the fights used to happen. The fights would happen at the bike racks.
Fights, no, okay, maybe bike racks, yes. I was going to say the path. We had the path.
I'll meet you on the path at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
That's not like you're going to an AA meeting or something. Hey, man, meet up at the path at 3? Like, that's like a youth Bible study group, the path.
So, the path, John Mayer, you guys know him, the big musician guy, big singer? Yeah. He was in my grammar school all the way through middle school, all the way through Fairfield High School in Connecticut. He had a fight and got his ass handed to him at the path. And I remember poor John that day in school was like terrified. Because remember that movie 12 O'Clock High? When the kid was terrified? High, yes. 3 o'clock high, all damn day he was terrified. It was like that I remember that. Interesting. It was bad. It was bad. Then he got there, and it was one of the first times I saw like somebody like getting hurt. And I remember that my heart dropping feeling is in the gut of my stomach. It's the first time I saw somebody get hit and them start to like, get teary-eyed and stuff. You know what I mean? I felt so embarrassed for them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what would happen if that happens to me? I'm going to just start crying. What am I going to do?
You're like 8 feet tall. Who tried to kick your ass as a kid?
I went home. Older kids did. So I went home and made my brother like show me what to do and stuff. So then I was good.
Well, there you go.
And wrestling helped a lot, dude. You're put somebody in I'm not advising this to anybody, especially kids watching this. Especially kids watching this. Now you can't hear me, Glenn, laughing over me.
Sorry.
The sleeper hold. Legit, Glenn. Legit would work. Not that they fall asleep, but it's a chokehold.
I have to say, I would fight with my brothers a lot as a kid, and they're competitive. I mean, brothers got some size and they're close to me in age. When I was on when I was on the high school wrestling team, and we learned how to like shoot on somebody's legs and how to do takedowns and things like that, I have to say my fight game like stepped up phenomenally. Just learning a few basic catch wrestling moves.
You probably knew more than I did at that point, because I would never be brave enough to shoot on someone's legs at that age. No way. I wouldn't know what I was doing. Yeah,
I mean, it's a good way to not, literally knock someone off their balance. So after that opening segment tonight, all about The Undertaker, Sami Zayn interrupted, started talking about how Undertaker owes him some revenge on the chokeslam. Sami owes Undertaker some revenge. I thought that was cute. Sami building up the match with Lashley. Baron Corbin comes out. What's with Corbin's attire? I miss Olive Garden Baron Corbin and his old look, because this just looks goofy as hell.
What didn't you like about it?
Just like the weird vest and the crown, and it's just, I don't know, man. Like
it's the crown. I blame it on the crown. The crown is so hard to pull off. That's a tough thing to pull off. It ruins everything. It clowns everything.
Yeah. Just looks out of place, which is weird to say about professional wrestling because so much works. But this set up the Street Profits in the New Day versus Sami Zayn, King Corbin, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. Man, I love an 8-man tag, said nobody. Street Profits and New Day won. They're going to face each other at Survivor Series. I'm actually interested in this match because how do you book that? Who should go over on this one?
Whoopie-doo. I really don't care about this match at all. Not in the slightest. Yeah. It'll be a good executed match. It will be a very, very well wrestled match. Definitely. I'm not saying it won't. I just don't know what it is about it. I don't care. Because Street Profits I really dig a lot. Normally. I don't know. I think Street Profits have to go over. We haven't had much out of them. Like, they were on a pretty decent crescendo. I thought they're being used wrong forever to get other talents over at first on Raw, if you'll remember. Mm-hmm. And then when they started using them, it's like, okay, Vince sees money in them finally, and he's using them. But then it kind of like stopped.
Yeah.
I still, They could have made a really cool stable with Bianca Belair. I'm not just saying that because it's like a cute little. I want to tie a perfect bow on it because they're married in real life and blah 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 blah. I'm saying it because you have 2 out of 3 crazy charismatic talents. They're married in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get some cool magic on TV. I guarantee it. When you have people that are natural towards one another, and they're badasses. They're just really, both Bianca and her hubby are freaking money.
Tammy is saying here, the Profits win, the New Day drops titles to the Hurt Business within 2 weeks. I feel like they're missing the momentum on the Hurt Business. I feel like if that title change was going to happen, it should have been
to them
weeks ago, you know? And hey, where was this? Scrolling back. How did I miss this? Sorry, there was something good. There was something I wanted to call out here. Tina Miller saying, Matt, thank you plugging my work Wednesday night made everything blow up, and it's been shared hundreds of times. Also opened opportunities to write for other places, so thanks. Yeah, Tina wrote an article about the fans owing Roman Reigns an apology. I shared it, Matt shared it, and it's very good. And you plugged it on Wednesday night's podcast to Rajagiri's face. You said, hey, everybody, go check out this article about wrestling that's not on Wrestling Inc. Which I love. I love that.
It was good. Good job, Tina.
No, and it was very good. Absolutely. So we built up Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan. What'd you think of these promos these guys cut tonight?
Good. I thought these were good. I think Jey Uso has his own style, his own flavor, his own everything. I don't know what you call it, but both twin brothers, have always had that, I always thought. But I don't know. I think if I was like to really dissect his promo, I could find like lots of mistakes with it, but yet it always works for me because I believe him. Does that make sense? I really believe him. He's very passionate when he talks, right? But DB is obviously money, always.
And Matt, I'm sure you were worried about this, about the last spot on the Team SmackDown Men's Survivor Series team. Otis got the spot tonight, and Chad Gable could not be happier for it.
Of course Otis got it. Why wouldn't Otis get it? Because that's what I want to see. I don't care whatsoever about the Survivor Series teams or the Survivor Series matches this year whatsoever. The talents themselves don't care about the match itself because they're on rosters that they just joined.
Remember last year when it was SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT? Probably the most vital, important feeling Survivor Series in ages.
Just because we're NXT marks and NXT came up, that was a big part of that too.
Couple years, 2 years ago, Becky Lynch, the invasion, the moment with her getting her nose busted up.
That was
Team
Survivor
Raw
Series?
turned SmackDown.
Okay.
Yeah, SmackDown kind of got buried in the matches that night, but the build-up was really good. I tuned in excited, you know.
That's true. You're right on that.
Yeah, but this year, I got nothing. Justin Lopez, Buck99, says, picking Otis over E tells me Raw is winning. Oh, yeah, that's... Okay, so how's this Big E singles run going that we've all fantasy booked for years? I feel like
they have to be waiting for something. They have to be. What other excuse is there?
That they don't have a plan and they keep saying we're going to get around to it.
Sometimes, and I told you Cornette used to say this, sometimes you don't want to get any on you. So sometimes when I wasn't booked for TNA television, when I was Corny's bodyguard, he's like, we don't want any part of Tonight Show, Matt.
Okay.
Please just trust me. It's better not being on something that is absolute crap than being on nothing at all. So, like, there's 2 wavelengths people think on that. Like, we have the Dolph Ziggler theory that if I'm on TV every single week, I'm getting a ton of real estate as far as my name, identity, and I'm always in front of people. I disagree with that. I think it's very, very important on what you're doing. So if they have nothing good for Big E, and he was going to be in that stupid match where he was not going to go over and be showcased, it doesn't help him.
I just hope they have a plan and a date for this, not like back in April, month 2 of the quarantine, when I said, I'm going to buy a 3D printer and I'm going to set it up and start 3D printing things. And now I look over and it's still in the box 6 feet from me in my office because I'm going to get around to it eventually, Matt. It's going to happen. much like Big E's singles run. Eventually, that perfect day, Vince is going to wake up. He's going to get that right idea, and Big E's going to get a title push, and I'm going to start 3D printing figurines or complex models.
He's too ready. He's way too ready. There's no excuse they can give me this time for him. He's beyond ready.
I agree. DNA of TNA, Morgan fan, $5. Which I just love that this is somebody's name in the chat every time. Makes me smile. Hey, broskies, Matt and Broski Glenn. Vince may still be pushing Lars, but maybe easing up on breathing too much promos. No Lars today. When's the last time Lars was on? I feel like it's been a while.
What was the first part about breathing?
Remember Lars was like doing the weird breathing during his promos?
Yeah, my apologies. Yes, of course. How could I forget? But I did. I don't know. Maybe it's another one of those start-stops for him again. I don't know. I just know there's a disconnect I have with him, and I'm generally a mark for any big guy nowadays because there aren't any, So, like, I give them a huge unfair curve in which I give them all A's when they don't really deserve them because I want big guys. But I have a huge disconnect when I watch him. Huge disconnect.
Okay, so let me take a moment. Take a knee, Morgan, because I'm going to pay some bills here and make a plea to our audience. And, hey, we all know 2020 is a little nuts, but that doesn't mean you should disregard your nuts, no matter the size or shape they are. Where is this going? Stay tuned. In fact, Manscaped is on a mission to take care of your manhood with their below-the-waist grooming and hygiene products. And great news, they just released their products in the UK, Canada, and Australia. So now you can take care of your down under. They also just released the Crop Care Kit, which is the formulation bundle to give you A+ manhood. It's the ultimate male hygiene hack. The Crop Care Kit includes the Crop Preserver, which is their deodorant. Matt Morgan likes to dab a little behind his ears when he goes out, just to give him that new car smell. And well, the name speaks for itself. They also have the Reviver, the toner, the Crop Reviver, which is a nice little spray on that makes you feel fresh. They have the Crop Cleanser body wash, a full body wash. You can also use on your hair, which I love that. I love that I don't have to get fancy with it. Just one bottle. I just scrub everything head to toe. They also have their Crop Mop ball wipes, which, hey, you never know when that opportunity strikes, and you've got that not so fresh feeling. So, hey, make it happen with those wipes. They've also got their foot deodorant, which is a free gift and designed to keep the stankiest feet smelling fresh. And let's not forget about that trimmer, the best trimmer, the Lawnmower 3.0, which offers a replaceable ceramic blade with advanced skin-safe technology. So if you're built like me, if your body type could be described as an eater of worlds, you're prone to grooming accidents because you can't see what's going on. That's why you need the Lawnmower 3.0, that ceramic blade.
Speaking of can't see what's going on. Sorry.
Yes, it's going to help you avoid those grooming mishaps with their skin-safe technology. Also, it's waterproof, so you can groom in the shower, and up to 90 minutes battery charge. Of course, all Manscaped formulations are vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free, and paraben-free, so you know your manhood is in good hands. So, which is good, because I like to promote compassion.
What does that mean?
Well, it means it's not tested on animals, which is good.
Is that what that means? Oh.
Yeah, I like, and it's not animal derived. You're not like, Matt, do you ever look at the ingredients in some beauty products and you're like rubbing like animal fat on your junk? Not with Manscaped.
I was thinking of the Manscaped razors. My bad.
No, I mean, I'm talking these formulations. Possible? They are vegan. This is, not using animal parts, which is good. And, yeah, you want the animal magnetism, but let that be your own masculine musk and not, God knows what that you're putting down there. So we have got a deal for our audience. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com when you use our promo code. And that code is INC. That's for Wrestling Inc. INC. 20% off free shipping, manscaped.com with the code INC. Add some swag to your saggy bag, it says here in the copy. But look, here is the real deal, folks. It's November. Christmas is right around the corner. What better way to give the perfect gift to someone you're not going to see face to face this Christmas? To say, hey, I care about you. Trim your junk. Think how long we've all gone without proper haircuts and how that affects your self-esteem. Think about your self-esteem in other areas. Manscaped, get it together, man. Take care of yourself. It's all good. But here's the real incentive for our audience. It's November. Advertisers are deciding now who they're going to advertise with next year. They're looking at those results. They're looking at how many people are using that code INC. So if you want to see 2021 to be a continued year of awkwardness and me reading the crazy copy they put in front of me, Matt Morgan having to put down his phone because he can't show his face while I'm talking about these issues, go to manscaped.com. You're going to get that 20% off that free shipping when you use that code INC. Buy some of the boxer briefs. Buy the razor. Go to town. And when you do that and show the love, they're going to show the love and keep supporting this podcast into 2021. When you support our sponsors, you help make this podcast possible. And we thank Manscaped for their support this year. 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com, code INC. Back to SmackDown. So, Seth Rollins and Murphy tonight. The promos backstage. Rollins talking about everything Murphy has. He should be thanking the Messiah for.
You should. You should be.
I mean, yes and no.
He put him on.
I know. I mean, it's good, but we'll talk about this match in a moment. But first, we had the Last Chance Survivor Series qualifying match for the women's team. Natalya versus Tamina Snuka. Bianca Belair on commentary, which was delightful. She's so good. She's so good.
She is. She's very charismatic, naturally.
Yes. And Natalya won, so she's going to be on the team. We saw Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott come out. Bayley entered the ring and hugged Natalya.
That was weird.
That was a little weird. Yes. I'm looking forward to SmackDown. I'm looking forward to the Women's Survivor Series match. I think that'll at least be entertaining. We had the contract signing for Roman versus Drew. Paul Heyman out there with Roman. And you've heard us talk about it all night. I mean, this is the craziest thing about tonight. I think this promo, and for someone who has really hated the Rollins Messiah angle, I'm going to say Rollins versus Murphy was a pay-per-view caliber match tonight. They got a long time. This may have been the payoff. This may be it. Seth might be taking his family leave after this tonight. But I thought both these segments back to back were absolutely fantastic. Roman just buried Drew, saying he's the guy they call when Roman's not available. He's the secondary champion in WWE. I called him a prop, a stand-in. And it's funny that they had fans booing Roman, because I swear to God, if a live audience had been there, I would have gotten up and I would have stood on my seat and cheered for this Roman promo. It was so good.
It was. It was money.
So
what else is there to say to it? We said it all night. That's one of his best promos he's cut. And he's cut. Each week his promos have somehow topped the last.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fantastic.
He makes this whole show. Even when the show sucks, it doesn't suck because Roman's on it. Think about that. I want everyone to think about that for a minute. And rewind 4 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago. 6 years ago.
As Tina Miller said, we all owe Roman an apology. He's always had the goods.
And I would also argue, to be fair, when people keep saying, yeah, we took him for granted. But what I would say really quick is, I don't think people took him for granted. I think they took, it was WWE. They were pissed at WWE executives for forcing him down everyone's throat. Because if you remember, and Tina Miller, I'm including you in this, Roman was the one being cheered out of the three the most on the Shield. He was the one that the fans wanted to see them do something with. If you go back in time and watch it again, he was getting the bigger pops because he was getting the hot tags. But true WWE fashion, when they find themselves their new Cena or new Hogan, they try to shove him down your throat. It was the most rejected babyface push. I would argue bigger than Rock's even.
Wow.
As far as being more rejected goes.
There was no die Rocky die chance.
Dude, I'll go back and watch the die Rocky die chance. I remember him like yesterday. Yeah. And then watch the promo Roman cut where he starts off Monday Night Raw with 8 minutes of not being able to get a word out on the microphone with the fans saying, go away, go away. That has never been chanted before. That was bad. It was horrible. I felt terrible for him. But, I mean, where he's at today in his promos, this is not who he naturally is, okay? This is him doing some severely good acting. He's really good.
There were some moments in that when he did that after Undertaker and he came out in the booze and he just said, "This is my yard now," and then like threw the mic down. That was, I thought at the time, that was badass.
Me too.
I
But it was
can't remember if
before
I
he
was.
said those words. Remember before those words?
I can't remember if I was there. I feel like I was there. Maybe it's a false memory.
No, I think
Because
you
maybe it
were.
was after Mania. Well, not for that, but no, for when he came
Something
out.
with Roman. Yeah.
Well, yeah, when he was getting the booze, and remember he had this look like he was embarrassed, and he did the "Come on, I'm not a bad guy," and then he put like, "I'm
Yes.
not a good guy either. I'm the guy," and it was like, "Oh shit!" Like that was a moment. Like he hook, line, and sinkered me with that one. Because it seemed
That
like
was
he
good.
was finally breaking, and he turned it around on the audience. So he's
That
always
was
been
good.
good. They've just booked him poorly.
Yes. Yes. He's
Much
always
like
had the
Channing
talent.
Tatum was just in bad movies that did not play to his skills, and then when they booked him in better movies, we came to love and respect him.
Was he good in G.I. Joe?
It's kind of a tough one. I feel like that might have been the turning point.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I never saw Magic Mike, but people tell me it's actually a good movie aside from the male
It's
stripper
very
thing.
good. No, it is good.
There you go. Walked out of Coyote Ugly in theaters. Went to see the original Kings of Comedy instead.
Oh, better choice.
Yes. J. Dot, the Juke joined $5 saying, "Hey guys, y'all are by far my favorite YouTube wrestling channel. By the way, double meaning for my favorite number 2, 1 loser, 2 POS, glorious." I did think that was clever. I like it, a little lowbrow, but clever.
I'm so lost on this one.
When Roman said to Drew, "You're my
Drew.
favorite number 2," means you're my
Yeah.
favorite number 2 in the company. Matt, when you go to the bathroom, number 1 and number 2, do the math.
There we go. We just connected.
There we go. Leon's Duncan, $2 saying, "As always, Rollins over Reigns, even in the Shield." I was a Dean Ambrose guy. I always thought Dean Ambrose was the star.
Me too. For me as well. Dean was my guy too.
So yeah, watch this promo tonight. We put this over so much this show. This promo was awesome. Then we had Rollins versus Murphy. I mean, Murphy got the win here. This might be it, right?
It could be. This would sustain enough for me for him to take his break, Seth.
What does Murphy do after this, though?
That's the $1 million question. I don't know. Still, just be in the background of Mysterio drama. I don't know. We can see him at the house, at the family barbecue, swimming in the pool, playing Marco Polo with Dominic. They get into a fight. I don't know.
That's the problem. Is all the good storylines out of this is Murphy versus Ray, Murphy versus Dominic, but they can't just. Oh, Matt, maybe Thanksgiving. Maybe we get a Thanksgiving segment where they're over there and. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that, but it's like, somehow Murphy insults them somehow.
Huh.
Insults their family. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas.
Yeah, no, it could be. They've done worse.
They have indeed. But no, this match was really good tonight. I think if
it
Seth
was very good.
I hope we never see the Messiah gimmick again.
Yeah, I mean, and I respect the crap out of Seth Rollins as a talent.
Sure.
I think he as well is the complete package. He's underratedly, if that's a word, tall. He's much taller than people give him credit for. So his look, he's got one of the best looks there is, in my opinion, in wrestling. He's a good-looking guy. He's tall. He's shredded, and he's amazing in the ring physically. Oh, damn it, my light went out. You know what I mean? Athletically, he does great stuff in the ring. He's a great worker. His promos are hit or miss, So I'm hoping when they let him get out of this character that there was something from it he's able to take and add, not being Messiah, but something in it, a pitch, a tone, confidence, something. Because when I was done with my stuttering character, believe you me, I was beyond confident to cut any promo in any character you could have thrown at me at that point. You could have had me come out there with a pink jock strap on my head, and I would have thinking in my head I could get this over. Because the other was the impossible. So you build your confidence from bad gimmicks like that sometimes. Sometimes it kills your confidence too.
Now, do you think, much like you went full method, Daniel Day-Lewis style, and talked with the stutter for 2 weeks to get in the role? What do you think,
Trying to,
Seth?
yes.
Do you think Seth prepared for the Messiah role? Just
I don't know. I think he makes a lot of money, right? So I'm thinking that he
that's true.
maybe did some acting lessons, right? I would do that if I had to play a really deep character like that.
He did kind of curb the laugh. I miss the nasally Seth
Oh,
Rollins laugh.
it's such heat. That's his heater. I
I
agree.
know. It's like the best worst laugh in the
So
business.
the Shield, when he was a heel with the Shield, I would say that was some very good work. Not Shield, no. Sorry, the what do you call it? With Triple H and company. What
Yeah,
was it
with
called?
the Authority.
Thank you, the Authority. That was good heel work by him.
Yeah.
His promos were good.
No, he was a fantastic chicken shit heel.
Yes, he was such a dick.
So I got a super chat I want to get to here in a minute because it's relevant to this next segment, which was then Sasha Banks came out face off with Asuka, building up their match on the Sunday Survivor Series, but Carmella attacked Sasha from behind third straight week in a row.
Yeah,
They are telegraphing this shit so hard.
they are. It's unlike them, Glenn, to be this lazy with the women's division. This feels very lazy, and it makes me fearful for Carmella.
Well, DNA of TNA Morgan fan $5 saying 2 weeks ago I read Mella's due for a big push just like Lana. Remember, pushes don't mean title reigns; it could just be a string of wings. I would bet significant money that
He wants
Carmella
this.
is causing a DQ, so we do not get a winner between Asuka and Sasha. Clean. We do not get a clean winner. They're
Here's
going
what
to use her Sunday.
here's what sucks. They are going to use it because they're telegraphing it. But I will say this: she needs this win.
Yeah.
She is red hot right now. Put a shade under white hot, I would say. Um, she being Sasha Banks, I mean, of course. And they always kind of screwed her over when she'd get the title, right? They'd give it to her and be very short lived, and Charlotte would come jack it back from her, or Becky, or whomever. She needs in my opinion, a definitive win, quite frankly, against a major real life living breathing stud like Asuka is. Asuka is as credible as credibility goes. She is. And I think if she can not only hang with her, but straight up beat her convincingly,
Yeah.
that's the path they need to keep Sasha on. They need to protect Sasha more than anybody else right now in that division. Seriously, and that's quite a mouthful, because they have a lot of great talents that they got to do a better job protecting. But she's your champion. We've been waiting forever for them to put the title on her. Right? So I did make the argument. I thought it was too late. I didn't think fans would get with it again because we waited forever for this. It's not her fault. It's their fault. Not cashing in at the right time. I'm sorry. I go back to WrestleMania, Snoop Dogg entrance. There is no more money entrance and star-making moment than just that entrance by itself. Because she looked like a straight-up baller, main eventer. I've done this before. While at the same time, we were all pretty pumped and excited for her. I remember tearing up even.
Yeah. No, that was a great match. It's funny that Becky was the afterthought in that match.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. Look, okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I might get some heat for this. I don't miss Charlotte Flair right now.
You have heat with me because she is the best women's wrestler of all time.
She sucks all the oxygen out of the division the way they book her that it becomes so predictable. Matt, maybe it's to your point.
And there you go. She's gone.
But to your point, Matt, because she is such a gifted athlete, she is such a natural at this. It almost takes courage for them to have her lose, especially lose clean. I think it becomes really predictable. It's actually a miracle that Becky had her ascension in that scenario over Charlotte and Ronda, which really says something. And it kind of makes me happy that she gets that crowning moment of awesome at Mania last year, becomes the biggest superstar in the company, and is able to say to Vince, okay, I'm going off to start a family.
Love that. And I remember another podcast, I'm not going to mention any, they were like, oh, how could they do that? How could she do that? That's so irresponsible. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Only, in my opinion, people that haven't been parents before won't get it. Won't get it. If I would retire, I'm not saying this pat myself on the back, I'm just saying this because it's a shoot. I was not planning on retiring when Jackson was born. In fact, up until that point in the delivery room that day, I had in my head, holy crap, I'm so lucky to be going back to WWE. They're bringing me back at Royal Rumble. I'm having a really cool opportunity. I'm going to make some really good money, and I really need to with this baby coming right now. So I really had in my head, I had new gear. I'm going back, and I can't wait. Holding him literally minutes later. No question about it. Check. I'm done. No more wrestling for Matt Morgan. Was not planning that.
Which is crazy.
That's how big, for those of you that have never been, that are still younger and are maybe not married yet or don't have children yet, and maybe you are going to one day. I'm telling you all, you will never experience anything remotely close to it. Nothing. It's a game changer in the best way you can ever imagine.
You were thinking, I wonder if I call Enterprise Rent-A-Car if they'll give me my job back.
No, no.
Sorry. Why do I remember that? Why do I remember that was your last job before wrestling was working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car? I don't know.
Because like a mark, you read it in Monday Night Raw magazine.
I think you talked about it in that interview with Robbie E.
Oh, I'm sure I did, but I also said that magazine.
Yes. I've never read a wrestling magazine.
That's how I met Tom Pritchard.
Oh, there you go. D-Man, $5. Bianca can't get pinned at SummerSlam. Your thoughts?
I thought it said, Bianca can't get pinned, ass. Your thoughts? I agree. She's another one that desperately needs to be protected. She's a main event talent. She's still getting there, but she's a main event talent, in my opinion. Protect her.
As I start thinking about this, I am angry at the lack of women's singles feuds right now. And instead we get so many boring ass repetitive men's matches.
So I agree. Like, no offense to King Corbin, but anything with King Corbin in it, in my head immediately, I'm like, we could have seen like a Bianca Belair singles match here. We could have seen
anything.
Even an Asuka build match. Just give Asuka a match to kill somebody to, gas her up some more before she loses to Sasha. You know what I mean? I don't know, anything.
Kind of the point. Terry Allen Jr. 210 saying Natalya versus Tamina needed greater time. Very lame. Yes. Every moment King Corbin was out there could have been given to that match instead.
I will say this though, because of how Natalya and Tamina have been booked, my question is, would it hold the audience? Not the girl's fault. It's been against Dolph Ziggler conundrum. It's how they've been presented in the past, which hasn't been very good.
Yeah.
But how do you break it? You got to have an opportunity to do something with it too. So I just completely contradicted myself.
And Tamina they gave her like a little couple kind of.
She does a good job with it.
She does do a great job. And she was doing those promos on Twitter that were good. They've got so much talent in the women's division. And I mean, we've said this before, they need their own show. Like there's so much going on there.
Yes. Why not? I don't see what's such brain surgery about this decision. I don't get it.
Yeah.
What am I missing? Tell me what I'm missing.
I don't know.
So post-COVID is obviously when I would do it. I would wait till this virus, I don't know when the hell it's going to happen, but eventually when it goes away and people are fully back into an arena one day, who knows when that will be. But so then there won't be any excuses why they can't do it. They can't say, oh, well, we don't have time to do it. You know what I mean? Because they'll blame COVID somehow.
Well, you don't got to do house shows. They've got a set. Okay, so get this. You don't have to do house shows. You don't have to travel to TV. You have a standing set ready to go. What do you think the cost of production per hour is in WWE? I bet you it's insanely cheap, especially when all the talent is already on payroll. They're already there. Right now, I mean, TV is insanely profitable. It's the majority of their revenue. Why not? If there's an audience for it, go for it.
Yeah. Hey, how's WWE? Are they like doing bad because they can't do house shows?
Actually, I think they're saving money because they're not doing and there's talk that even when audiences come back, I don't remember where I read this. Maybe I made it up. Raj, don't text me and be like, don't repeat these rumors. I read somewhere that even when live audiences come back, WWE's not going to go back to the house show business because that wasn't a huge profit center for them. And when you take into account all the X, Y, and Z's, transporting people, all of it.
Overhead. So how do they sell their gear then? Like, how do they sell the T-shirts? How do they sell merchandise?
WWE shop, man.
Oh, everything's done online nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if you go to a live show, the selection of live merchandise at a live show, I get that they get a lot of people that are just like, oh, I want a John Cena shirt. I get that. But selection of merchandise and the prices at a live show actually are worse than going to WWE shop.
Because they're higher. They're crazy high, right?
Because the venue takes a cut. Yeah, so you're paying like $35 for a shirt as opposed to
it's
25.
like I went to a Motley Crue concert when I was a little kid. I was so excited. I asked my mom, who came with us. That's how cool my mom is. Can I get a T-shirt? We went to the stand. My mom like legit had to like. It hurts my heart to this day. Honestly, tell her two sons, that's just me and my brother Brian. We can't do it. We can't do it because it was like something like $75 to $80 for
Really?
2 T-shirts.
Oh yeah,
Do you know what she did?
Huh.
And I'm such a brat. I want to like kill myself right now for even thinking that I did this. Because my mom is the shit. I love my mom. She made iron-on Motley Crue T-shirts.
That's
for me and
cool.
my brother the next week, and I was too embarrassed to wear it to school. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. I've given myself chicken skin telling that story, and I feel like such a piece of junk.
I wrote an apology email to my mom this year for some of my childhood behavior because I needed to almost set it free into the universe. In fact, I recommend that, Matt. You should write a letter. Seriously, it was a nice moment. I wrote a letter to my mom, and I was like, "Hey, there was a time. I mean, I'll tell the story here quickly. I really wanted a BMX bike in the wake of the movie Rad. I had friends that had like a GT or a Mongoose."
Mongoose.
And my mom got me a Ross Piranha, and I remember like Ross is like the Kmart of BMX bikes.
Right.
And I was such an asshole. I was like, I wrote my mom and apologized about it this year. I was thinking about that. I've thought about that for 30 years, and I just finally had to like say, "Hey, I'm really sorry for not realizing the sacrifices and the struggles and things you went through, and how I was not appreciative of this shit." You know,
dude. I listen to your story. It makes me feel bad too.
Like, and I realized how much it cost at the time, and it was just like I could not have been like more of a brat about this.
Oh man,
I know,
man.
But it's good. It's good to unburden yourself of these things. I think. I mean, why wait? You know. And this is the cool thing about parents is that I mean, I've noticed that it's not like my mom was holding a grudge about this. We've had a great relationship my entire life, but I think it, for me, it was good to just sort of like put it out there. Be like, very sorry about this.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so this is what I'm doing instead of therapy. I should really get up on that BetterHelp. So let's see what we got here. Justin Lopez, $5. John Favreau, showrunner of The Mandalorian, discovered Sasha Banks on Hot Ones, the YouTube show, not WWE, and that's how she got the role.
Yes.
That is nuts.
She said that. She said that on her last WWE Network thing.
Love the Hot Ones.
What is the Hot Ones?
Hot Ones? Okay, so Hot Ones, they get a celebrity.
The test. Yeah.
A hot sauce. And they eat. And it's the reason why I've got like $300 in hot sauce downstairs. Like, and I'm constantly like just trying different things because I mean, it's interesting. You want that experience. So this is the brilliance of the show because they sell the hot sauce too. As you watch the show and you think, I want to do that at home. I'm going to order 10 hot sauces and see if I can make it through. Like, it's a brilliant gimmick. And the guy that does the show actually is a fantastic interviewer. I haven't watched the new remote ones they've done in COVID, but that became like my airplane show last year when I was traveling on it. I always watch Hot Ones on a plane because it just makes the time go by so fast. So the main event tonight, we had Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso. Daniel Bryan going over this time. Remember, Jey beat Daniel in the I Understand match a few weeks ago. I'm liking this. Do you think this is going to be a feud, or do you think this was it for these two tonight?
I don't know. It depends on the Roman. Yeah, maybe they go back because they still got to go back to the story of Jey being subservient to Roman, right?
Yeah.
So that's still going to be an undercurrent storyline for X amount of months until whenever that day is where Jey blows his gasket and has had enough and can't stand no more. Yeah. Right? That'll be months into the future. So the real question here is, what does Roman do after he beats Drew? That's the real question here. So it could be, quite frankly, that he does parlay a match into Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan beats Jey Uso.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim Mickles saying about the podcast tonight, I hate for this to end. Good wholesome show tonight, minus the R-rated Manscaped promo. That wasn't really R-rated. That was PG-13 at best.
They said bag. That's so disgusting.
I know. And I read it, and it's just, it's terrible. It's terrible that, like, if somebody pays me money, I will think, well, I should probably read this as it was written.
You're a professional.
I clean it up a little bit. A little bit.
You missed my awesome... I actually had one of those little bag things they gave us.
Oh.
The wipe things.
Oh,
Wipe
yeah.
gimmicks. Yeah.
Those are good, man. I mean,
because you were so stuck in reading your lines, like an amateur wrestler memorizing his little linesies.
You know what it is? They change it a lot. So, like with Blue Chew, I can do a Blue Chew ad off the top of my head. Yeah, I know the copy, right? And I know where I can. Yes.
It always starts this way. Guys, remember what it was like when you did it for the nookie? Well,
I had an epiphany the other day. Don't make me bust this out because I had an epiphany the other day about this. About the need for okay, well, why not? We're an hour and I'm gonna throw Blue Chew a free ad here right now. So guys, you remember when you used to think about the sex that you were having? You used to think about like the sex you were going to have soon. You used to think about tonight is the night. I'm getting all prepped. I've got the plans. I'm doing the shower. I'm doing my manscaping. I'm good to go. I got my condoms. It's all gonna happen. It's going down. That was the voice inside my head. I apologize if that offends anyone.
The plan, though.
The plan. You had a plan. You knew what was going to happen. You knew what it was all about. Now, as you get older, look, your body, you just lose some of that drive, man. I mean, Matt, you're a genetic freak. You know, you're a well-oiled machine, I'm sure. Not for you, but for the rest of us schlubs. You know, I thought about this the other day. I was like, it's weird when you get older, your sex drive as a guy becomes about, you start thinking about the sex that you've had before and the sex that you're going to have one time again in the future, but not the sex you're going to have tonight. Like in the hypothetical royal sense of like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And it's going to be on. You think about, oh, hey, remember the time I did that thing and that was really cool. But right now you're like, I'm kind of tired. Like I had a big meal for dinner. Like I got a stress. Well, here's the good news, guys, is if you're in that zone and you could use more great sex and more sex drive, Blue Chew is for you. You can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. So listen up, BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. The stuff that works, but it's chewable. You don't have to worry about pills. You take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever that opportunity arises. You can make the hotness of the past sex, the future sex you're planning on having, you could turn that into the right now sex, and you'll be good to go. Blue Chew is made in the USA. It's prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor or wait in line. It's even cheaper than a pharmacy, and they prepare and ship it right to you in a discreet package. So no more awkwardness beyond this ad read, and you don't even have to leave the house. So if you could benefit from more confidence where it counts, more get up and go. Because if your get up and go has gotten up and went, you need Blue Chew. It's the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. And right now we got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com. And you're going to get that first shipment free when you use our promo code WINC. Just pay $5 shipping. Go to BlueChew.com. Use that promo code WINC to try it free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper choice. We thank them for sponsoring the podcast. And remember, you support this podcast, you help make this podcast possible. So when you're using Blue Chew and you're using the Blue Chew and you're having a great sex life, in a roundabout way, you're making this podcast possible. So we thank you for all the sex you're having with Blue Chew.
And make sure you have visions of Glenn and Raj in your head when these things are happening. No, I'm just joking. I totally killed it for every person out there.
And if you're thinking about me and Raj when you're about to get down, Blue Chew can help you overcome that and still be able to perform.
Hey, how many the Blue Chews do you get? Like for everyone you said that orders it, they get it for free, but they pay $5 shipping and handling. Is it one use you get, 2 uses?
No, you get like 5 Blue Chew. You get this pouch, right? And the pouch.
And you take one per use?
And you take one per use. And they have 2 different types. They've got one that's tadalafil, one that is sildenafil, and they work a little differently. Yes. I actually recommend doing 2 orders and getting both, see which one you like more.
You're
because they
100%.
affect you a little differently.
They do 100% right, and it depends on your chemistry, whatever you want to call it, on how it works better. Some guys have better luck with one versus the other. That's very, very true.
And I like Tadalafil, and hey, it's got Tada right in the name, so it's magic for your schwanz.
You're 100% correct. Tadalafil. Seriously, that's what it's called, Tadalafil.
Tadalafil. Ta-da! And say that. Say that to your partner when you take the Blue Chew, and then you're ready to go.
No, do not say
ta-da!
that. No, we're going to go back this, and I'm going to de-dork half of that. All right? So, guys, listen. Don't remember back when. No, I can't even do it.
Actually, you know what? That. Okay, Matt. So here right now, we're gonna get really, really raw and real with the audience. An hour and 5 into this. Yeah. You know you're getting old is when you start being funny during sex. Because when you're a young man, sex is a very serious thing. You don't make jokes. No. You don't goof around. It's not time for shadow puppets. No. Like you were all about getting down to business. And when you get older, you would absolutely like pop a boner and be like, ta-da! Like. That is an old man thing, and if you find that shit funny, you need Blue Chew because you're at that age.
So
it's true.
I want to go back to the plan, though. More importantly, the plan.
The plan.
Yes.
Guys get up in their head, man. Guys are such dorks about this, and I mean, like, do you want to talk life advice? That's a lot of
pressure. Half of it, guys, you put way too much pressure on yourself.
Way too much pressure on yourself, and then when stuff doesn't happen, like you pout and you become that guy. Like, that's an amateur move.
And that could be an argument waiting to happen. So something that should have been great is now an argument because you're embarrassed. And
I want to go back in time and slap my younger self and be like, you know nothing about how to deal with women, let alone people.
Yourself, really.
Yeah. I mean, well, because when you think about when you're a teenager, you got like a boner and a tube sock. Like, what else you got going on for you in life? You know, you've got all this energy. You're awkward. You don't know how to dress. You know, you're shaving lines in your eyebrow because you saw Vanilla Ice do it and you think it makes you look cool.
Yeah.
Like, teenage boys should not be let out of the house except maybe to run around the track and burn off some of that energy. You know? Like, awkward years, man. I'm glad to be past that shit, you know? Oh, yes. But Blue Chew brings that back. It brings you back that teenage energy with all the sophistication of being a mature man, much like myself and Matt Morgan here.
No, yes, that's all very true. You just said that.
Oh, God. If I could have like a body swap situation, or maybe like I could travel back in time into my own 17-year-old body, 18-year-old body, like, yeah. I think about that a lot. You know, maybe it's like a Back to the Future time travel thing or like a big vice versa body swap situation. But I think about these things like a quantum leap sort of thing. Maybe, I don't know. In my lifetime, technology will exist. Brian Bowling, Buck99 says, Matt, much respect, bro. I used to see you in the Orlando outlet. I'm assuming he means.
Where? What outlet?
I don't know what outlet shops you like that?
Brian, write me back. Write us back here. What do you mean ORI outlet, please?
Okay. I miss going to outlet malls. Like that like a year ago, I could go to the outlet mall, go to the Jelly Belly outlet store and the Van store.
We had True Religion that was in like downtown Orlando. It was like a 40-minute drive from here. But like, I don't know, we weren't big on the outlets. We only went there like maybe 2-3 times a year.
But I would like, it depends on the stores. I would get really excited like when there was a Rockaware outlet for a while at a local outlet mall.
I used to have those jeans.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I like to browse, but thankfully I talk myself into buying too much at the outlets. That's the key. Yeah. You don't want to just go and drop.
Do you know where I get screwed?
Yeah.
Thinking that I'm a really good husband early on in my husbandry days. That made no sense. Getting stuck at the kiosks at those places. Because you'll see like a really cool curling iron that the lady is saying that the lady will say, this is much lighter. It gets hotter way faster. Your wife will think you're the MVP if you get this for her. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, we have a drawer of like 3 or 4 of them because my wife never had like whatever it is. She's too nice to tell me that, Matt, these things suck. There's a reason why there's 4 of them still sitting down there, and I'm using a different one.
This should be the Patreon bonus podcast tonight because Matt, you're the kiosk guy. You fall for the kiosks at the outlet
all of the time. And worse, here's my favorite one. But hun, what do you mean? It says not Eddie Bauer. What was the one that it says Ed Hardy on it? What do you mean? It's a designer one. She's like, Matt, somebody just painted that on there and put a sticker on there. It's not any better.
So when you're at the Outlet Mall in the kiosks and someone tries to rub lotion on you or like spray you with something, you're like, ooh, let me stop and chat this person up. See what they got going on.
The only kiosk that I will walk past because I have no interest is when it's like phone services and stuff like that.
Yeah, why? Okay, like this is a bigger mystery, kind of like the white van speaker scam. Who buys like the shitty cell phone accessories at a mall kiosk? Like it's the junkiest shit.
It is the junkiest crap. But if you remember back in the day when like these case holders first started coming out for the iPhones,
for like your Nokia 8820 and stuff.
Right. Like I wanted sports teams. I wanted like the Michael Jordan one, right? So like that was brand new many years ago. And that was the only place I could get a bootleg version of it, right?
Okay.
Or the one with bling. Remember when they came out with the ones with bling on them? Then that was
you wanted like a bedazzled Nokia phone holder?
Yes. Yes, I did. I did.
Like, thank God for the iPhone and these touch phones and their stability, like the upgrading the cameras, because we used to buy the stupidest, junkiest plastic phones that would come out, and the features would be like, oh, this one's got Snake on it. You can play Snake, and you can get ringtones that sound like real songs.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I had AC/DC Back in Black as one of my yes, I remember this.
Yeah, then I turned 30, and you know what my ringtone became? Vibrate. Like, it was like, I want silence.
Yeah. I don't
like,
want a ringtone. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to answer my phone anymore.
Nope.
It's like, yeah, we've aged out of it. But no, I had the ringtones. It was a big deal. Leon's Duncan, $2 saying, sorry, Raj, I think Fiend and Taker do something Sunday. I hope if WWE has balls, the Fiend retires Undertaker Sunday. Probably not happening, but I wish it would.
Why are you saying sorry, Raj? Raj ain't on the show.
I don't know why he's apologizing to Raj.
Oh.
I don't know.
You guys sell way too much for Raj. I'm just saying. Like somebody was on Twitter like Raj got awfully quiet during the Fiend segment tonight. He doesn't want to admit that he was wrong about Fiend and what's her name being really good together. He already admitted it. He admitted it like weeks ago that he digs it now. And so what? It's good to be wrong about these things, and then be honest about it and say, yeah, I'm a fan of it now. I thought it sucked at the beginning. I didn't think it would work, but now it does. I have no problem with that.
Everyone's talking about ORL means Orlando. Yes, we got that. James Potts saying there's like 7 outlet malls in Orlando and 3 in Kissimmee. I'm surprised there's not more. I thought Orlando was like the outlet mall capital of the world.
Let's go back to Brian Borland, is it? Or Bolin? Mr. Bolin, where did I see you in an outlet? I don't understand. I still don't understand. I wasn't a very big outlet goer, as it were.
The weird thing about outlets too, and we're getting real here on a wrestling podcast, but remember in the 90s when outlets were new and there were like actual legit good deals to be had, and now it's just
because I lived in Connecticut where nothing good is.
No, but I'm saying outlets used to literally be surplus stuff, last season styles at a discount price. And now I don't know if you know this, many brands make a cheaper version. Like they make their own bootleg shit to sell at the outlets for a lower price. So it's actually like purposefully made to be less good because they want to get people in that outlet mentality.
Want to hear another one of my terrible,
sure.
Like, what do you call them? Impulse buys? Purses. When when Jessica Simpson had that show with Nick Lachey on MTV, the minute she got on that television show with the first Louis Vuitton bag, that got very popular. That's how much I remember this. She's the one who helped that blow up. Okay? I'm calling all my friends trying to find the biggest bootleg version I can find because Larissa's already starting to ask, and I'm like I wasn't even a wrestler yet at the time. I don't have money for this, So I went to a place in New York and got her like a $20 version.
Nice.
And she never knew, but I told her like a couple years later because I had already started with WWE. I had the money to actually go get her one. I was pretty proud of myself. And every time I went to an outlet though, that was another impulse buy. Like, come on, let's go in there. Let's pick out a purse like you're a big baller.
Can I tell you one of my greatest disappointments in life? I'm 44 years old, and as a child, I assumed this would happen. No one has ever tried to sell me a fake Rolex, let alone tried to sell me a watch out of like their jacket, which I always thought someone would open up their jacket, be like, hey, you want to buy a watch? Yes. I want a fake Rolex like nobody's business.
Brolex. And then what was the other one? What was the other one? I used to have a fake Movado. I forget what my friends used to. Everyone used to make fun of it. But yeah, I had some fake ones in my time.
Because I always heard people were like, some of the fake Rolexes are actually really good.
They are really good, and they're not like. But it was never like a trench coat from the movie Hate One by Watch. It was never nothing like that. But it wasn't too far off. It would be in like a street corner of New York, on the way to Yankee Stadium or something weird like that.
People have tried to sell me speakers out of a white van.
Oh yes. I got suckered into that once in Louisville, Kentucky. Entertainment Center, it was called. I get home, there's like 2 things in the box. God.
I've met many mag crew kids trying to sell me magazine subscriptions for a fake contest many times in my life, but never the. And I've never seen people playing 3-card Monte on a fold-up table in person. I've always wanted to like lose $5 to 3-card Monte on a street.
Being hustled and be like, wow,
yes,
this dude's really good at hustling me. Yes, yes, because there's talent in that. Yes,
there is. Game recognized game. Terry Allen Jr. $2. Watch Chris Van Vliet's interview with JTG.
I will. Okay. I like Chris Van Vliet. Good friend.
Check that out. Brian Bowling, Buck99 saying used to go to 3D Academy and Kissimmee also, bro. And Orlando International Drive. I do know where the outlets are there. I've driven by that before.
I mean, that is where the outlets are.
Yes.
It's called the Hangar Outlet. I forget what it's called, but like, did you work like? I'm annoyed by this because I don't remember, and I remember everything.
Well, apparently the many curling irons you've bought at the outlet malls, the purses. I mean,
we're talking 3 or 4 times a year though. Like he made it sound like I'm going there every day or something. Like, and I know him. And I'm not trying to be.
Yeah. No, I feel it would be weird to me, like, because I think my habits are very esoteric. Like, if somebody was like, dude, I always see you at the Del Taco in Fairfield, I'd be like, I go to the Del Taco in Fairfield like maybe twice a year. So if someone thought that was my hangout, I'd be like a little weird.
Right. You know? Yes. That's where I'm at.
Yes. There's a Del Taco in Orlando, though. I was excited to discover that while on vacation.
Wait, so I've not been put onto Del Taco yet. Why is
Dude,
that better?
Del Taco is
better?
The bomb.
Why is it better than Taco Bell?
Okay, the ingredients are fresher. Taco Bell has a 7-layer burrito. The Works burrito at Del Taco has 8 layers. And in addition to the fine Mexican food, quesadillas, and whatnot they have there, you can also get freaking French fries, hamburgers, and they even have a burrito where they'll put the fries in your burrito. Del Taco is where it is at in terms of fast food.
So,
my favorite fast food chain by far.
You like them better than Chick-fil-A?
Well, I don't eat meat, so there's that. So Del Taco definitely has more for me in that regard. But no, I'm a huge Del Taco. I mean, so we drive 45 minutes to Fairfield, California. That's the closest Del Taco to where we live.
Wait.
And a couple times a year, we'll drive 45 minutes to get fast food.
So how would it top because from Taco Bell, I liked the Gordita Crunch.
Yes.
Supreme. What's their version?
They do have the thick tortilla. They do have things like that. They have a variety. Oh, they also have milkshakes, which is crazy for a place that sells Mexican food.
Yeah, it is.
But no, dude, you got like there's one in Orlando. I'm sure there are other ones in Florida.
I'll try
highly recommend it. You'll like it. Get a spicy Jack quesadilla. That's the bomb. They got some good stuff there. Big fan. Tina Miller wants to know if I've watched the new Animaniacs. I have not yet. I'm so behind on the TV. I'm catching up on things. The TV. Lately I just don't feel like watching anything. I mean, it's weird. Like Superstore came back. I know TV shows are up. The Mandalorian has a new season. I'm watching 80s commercials, man. Like
all I'm doing is watching my YouTube on my phone. That's all I do. Headphones in, like you see right here, and I go to bed like this.
Wow. And I've been playing the VR. I've been doing the VR workouts. Disco Scotty, $5 saying Factory Outlet Mall on iDrive. I assume means International Drive.
Yeah, he does.
There you go. Getting real deep with Orlando. Do you think it's weird? Okay, hear me out on this. Like, is it interesting for you that you're no longer a professional wrestler, but you live in like close proximity to the hub of where all professional wrestling, not only where professional wrestlers live, but now where all professional wrestling takes place?
Yes and no. The reason no, because if I didn't know they were there, I wouldn't know they were there. Meaning,
Interesting.
when you're around the area, it's not like, oh yeah, so and so was in here before you. Like, I don't ever get that. I don't ever hear
Yeah,
that.
it's not like you're living in Copland. You're not like living in a city where it's all just
Right,
police
right,
officers.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, I get that.
But I do think that's cool. And
Yeah.
if Jackson took a bigger liking to wrestling, was able to handle an audience, let's say, that'd be amazing to be able to take him to NXT and all the other shows. Hell yeah.
Brian Bowling paying $1. He's just giving Roger money to
Don't give
clarify
him
this.
money for it, bro.
Saying, I used to see you here and there, not every day, man. Okay, so maybe like once or twice.
All right, Brian, I'm going to make you pin this down even more without you paying money, though. Don't pay money. Just put an asterisk next to it so Glenn will see it in the chat.
Yes.
So it sticks out. Where? What store specifically?
Yes. Chris Pantaleo is pointing out the Jelly Belly factory in Fairfield is California school after the Sugar High. So we will sometimes we'll go to Del Taco, then we'll go to the Jelly Belly factory. Now, you know what killed Matt? Do you like the Jelly Bellies?
No.
Interesting.
Bad. My teeth. They used to hurt my teeth.
Interesting. So they have what they call belly flops there, which for like $10, they sell you a 2-pound bag of misshapen jelly beans. And they're like, oh, you could buy one bag for $10 or a case of 12 for $50. You think, well, a case of 12 for $50 is a fantastic deal. Right. And then you eat half a bag, feel sick, and never touch them again. That's my experience every time I go to the Jelly Belly.
No offense, jelly beans are a boring candy to me. They're very boring.
No, but they got the crazy flavors with jelly beans. And then you can do the combinations like, oh, I'm going to mix the root beer with the vanilla and it's going to taste like a root beer float.
That's it right there. I don't like mixing my foods and things
Interesting.
like that.
Do you use like partition plates?
I don't like my food touching. I would if we had them here, I would.
Why don't you order some partition plates and people be like, oh, is your son a picky eater? No, these are for me. I don't want my food to touch.
Yes.
Yeah. I do admit I like eating out of separate bowl. I like having things in separate bowls. I like having like small
separate plates too.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. And I think a pro tip for people at home with COVID, it is a way to kind of make your meal feel a little bit more like a restaurant. I like to do tapas at home, like small plates, just make a bunch of little things. It's kind of a nice change of pace. So we finished talking about SmackDown with Daniel Bryan winning tonight. We'll see what happens. I was into what was going on in SmackDown tonight. I'm looking forward to Survivor Series on Sunday, and I want to see what they're going to do with Taker. I hope the Fiend comes out and does something with him.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to the women's matches. Looking forward to Roman demolishing Drew.
Yep.
Looking forward to the podcast after. I have no clue who we're podcasting with Sunday night. Is it Justin?
I'll be here.
Raj? Who knows?
It'll be me and Glenn for sure, and a third party to be named later.
Raj texted me the other day. He's like, dude, can you do next Wednesday night? And I'm like, I'm not doing Wednesdays anymore. And I'm not doing the night before Thanksgiving.
Oh, it is the night before Thanksgiving.
Like, that's not happening.
Where's staying your ground, Glenn?
Well, we're taking the day off. Like, my wife and I run a business. We're not working that day. Like, we're at home for Thanksgiving. But yeah, we just want to have like some time off. I don't want to have to watch 2 wrestling shows. Come on here, do it. And I miss Justin. I miss podcasting with Justin. I admit it.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
It's fun. But no, I don't want it to be work. And I feel bad saying this because I don't want to, be heelish to the audience, but I love our audience. I love being able to hang out with them. I love nights like tonight. Next Friday will be good though, because it'll be mellow. We'll have SmackDown. We're going to have Raw on Monday. We're going to have Survivor Series on Sunday. Wednesday, it's not the podcast that I have a problem with. It's just watching 2 wrestling shows at once is just exhausting.
Wait, Survivor Series is this weekend, isn't it?
It's Sunday. Yeah, Survivor Series Sunday. So we got Survivor Series Sunday, Raw Monday, AEW and NXT Wednesday. I will not be here for that. And then we got SmackDown again Friday.
Right.
Good Lord. Brian Bowling. Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
It says, I'm a manager at Nike. I've seen you and I believe it was your wife. Wait, I love this. I believe it was your wife together. Larissa, if she was watching the podcast, be like, better be your
awesome.
wife. I approached you on my break by Starbucks and you were super cool, man. So there you go.
Thank you for explaining that, Brian, because I pride myself on having such a good memory. I usually remember weird things and different things and odd things that most people don't remember. But I can't remember, I have a very weird memory. And this one was bothering me. So you explained that this makes perfect sense. Yes, Nike, lots of times when I would go there, yes.
Remember that time
Brian.
I did a Blue Chew ad and Raj was telling his experience and Raj said, yeah, I was using that with my girlfriend. My wife. And I was like, oh, where did this come from?
She was his girlfriend at the time. It's Raj.
I got busted once. I used to take, in my early 20s, I used to take my dates to the same restaurant not because it was fancy, but because I liked the food there, and that's where I wanted to go eat. And
of course, that's why you did.
Well, and it was like they had a really good vegetarian, like tofu burrito, and I wanted to be like, see, vegetarian food's not weird; it can actually taste good. It's kind of my gauge.
Still incredibly selfish.
Yeah, but it was also my gauge because being a vegetarian, like if they weren't down with what I like to eat, this was not going to ever be a relationship.
What about working up to that? Not just right away coming out the gates with this as your test.
Because I had a bad relationship when I first went vegetarian that like that became a sticking point. It was a thing. Like, so it was very important to me that someone was just accepting of my lifestyle. But dude, somebody at the restaurant ratted me out and was like, oh yeah, he's like here with the new girl every week. And I was like, just come on, man.
Oh my God. That's terrible. What does Mrs. Glenn think of this?
She knows who she married. My wife is awesome. We've been together 16 years now, and wow. Never looked back.
What year did you get married?
We didn't get married till 2010. I had some weird issues about getting married. That's a whole therapy session for another time. But I knew when I met her, like I could just tell with the vibe. I was like, this is the sappiest shit to say. Like I was like, this feels like home. This feels like
that's not sappy. It's
someone I've known my whole life. You know.
So was this 2004?
2004. Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah, we've been in there a long time. And I think that's the thing. I mean, like, so like to get really into it, I mean, and this sounds really weird, but it's like, think about all these things we're talking about. I know we joke about the awkward young men we once were. And like you try and put on front, you think with women like, oh, I'm going to say this and then they're going to think this. Or if I'm into this or dress this way or like this music, like I'll meet someone X, Y, and Z. And like for me, just meeting someone where I was like, you know what? This just feels so comfortable. We instantly vibed. I didn't have to pretend I was someone I wasn't. I could just be myself, warts and all. And she accepted me and I accepted her. Like,
literally the most important factor, right?
The most important factor. Factor. And like, I think about all the time I wasted on bad relationships because I didn't meet my wife until I was 28 years old. So I think about like 10 years, 12 years of just terrible relationships that I had before that. But I'm thankful that I went through that because then I was in the right place when I met her to where I was just like done. I was just done with all the bullshit, you know?
And to appreciate it.
Yeah, if I'd met her when I was younger, man. Yeah, if I'd met her when I was a younger man, I probably would have screwed it up.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Dried chicken without flavor, $2. Matt Morgan, give a thumbs up, man. Hey, he's like Fonzie. Anyhow, we've gone down so many roads tonight, man.
We are. My contacts are floating all over the place.
Okay. Do you wear dailies or you wear 2 week plans?
Supposed to wear 2 weeks, but I definitely abuse them for months on end because I forget that they're in until moments like this.
Okay, man. We'll go take those out. Everybody, we're going to be back here Sunday night to talk about Survivor Series. He's at BP Matt Morgan. I'm at Glenn Rubenstein. And we'll catch you back here next time on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye, guys.